Ants. The following behavior was noticed by a scientist who was making a study of ants. A number of ants were down in a pit, where they had killed some flies and other insects for food. The ants began fetching the small bits of these insects up to their anthill. This was arduous work for them. The sides of the pit were steep and, considering the size of the ants, the loads they were carrying were very heavy. It was as if a group of men were carrying a weight of 200 pounds each and climbing a cliff at the same time. The ants immediately organized the work in this way. While some were carrying up the bits of insects, the others went in front and cleared away any sand or small stone that obstructed the way. At some points where it was difficult to get a foothold, these other ants would position themselves in such a way that the ants carrying the loads could easily climb over them. Near the top of the pit, however, there was a small part of the way which was completely smooth and steep. Here there were no footholds. The ants came up to these points, and there their progress stopped. It seemed that, after all, they had been defeated. Of the many ants which tried to climb this part, only one reached the top. This one was immediately met by a number of ants from the anthill, to whom it conveyed a message. And now an amazing thing happened. The ants at the top began climbing down into the pit backward, each holding the tail end of another ant in front. In this way an ant chain was soon formed which slowly dropped down the steep side. When it reached the ants waiting with their loads, they easily climbed up the chain and came out at the top. Such behavior, showing the adeptness of ants, has been noticed and studied by many. Now science has discovered some things about ant life which seem to show that the intelligence of these tiny creatures is very close to human intelligence. Not all scientists concede to this view, but you may look at some of these facts and form your own opinion. These are ants that do farming. You may know that it was a big leap for human progress when man gave up being a full-time hunter and took to farming. Seemingly, the umbrella ants of South America have taken the same step in their small way. They are called by that name because they are often seen carrying large pieces of leaf over their heads like umbrellas. They take these pieces of leaf to their nests, where they chew them up nicely. Afterwards they make beds of these chewed up leaves. On these beds grows a kind of fungus, which is the food of ants. Then there are ants that domesticate cows and milk them. What we have called cow are a kind of green fly. These are found on rose leaves and on the leaves of beans. They give out a sweet, honey-like liquid which the ants relish a lot. So the ants take these green flies to their nests and keep them there. They feed them, protect them from their enemies, and they milk them, pressing their sides gently and making them give out their honey. Ants, we are told, play games, nurse their sick and bury their dead. They see that each one in the nest does its share of the work, and that no one is allowed to be indolent. All this suggests that ants have a highly developed social sense and perhaps some system of government. There are ants that keep other ants as slaves. One such type is a powerful red ant which is found in Europe. Their slaves are taken from a type of black ant which is smaller in size. When the red ants want slaves, they ambush the nests of the black ants and abduct some of their eggs. When these eggs hatch in the red ants' nests, the black ants which come out are treated as slaves. From their birth they are taught to obey. They are compelled to drudgery. They have even to carry about their masters on their backs. How surprisingly human! The most ferocious kind of ants are the driver ants of Africa. They have no fixed home but are always on the move. They are completely blind, but they march in long lines, many millions along, and they devour any animal that happens to be in their path. Even large animals like tigers and elephants live in fear of them. Often if a python, unable to move after swallowing his dinner, happens to be in the path of the marching lines, then these creatures eat both the python and the animal in its stomach. The villagers of Africa tell stories about babies who have been eaten by ants, and these stories may well be true. When an army of the driver ants enters a house, the people flee into the forest and stay there until the ants have passed. When the people come back, they find that every insect and spider in the house has been cleared away. No men are foreign. James Kirkup. Remember, no men are strange, no countries foreign. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes like ours. The land our brothers walk upon is earth like this, in which we all shall lie. They, too, aware of sun and air and water, are fed by peaceful harvests, by war's long winter starved. Their hands are ours, and in their lines we read a labor not different from our own. Remember, they have eyes like ours that wake or sleep, and strength that can be won by love. In every land is common life that all can recognize and understand. Let us remember, whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall dispose, betray, condemn. Remember, we who take arms against each other, it is the human earth that we defile. Our hells of fire and dust outrage the innocence of air that is everywhere our own. Remember, no men are foreign, and no countries strange. For more videos, subscribe our channel. Eduskill by Pritesh Vadgama.